Hello. How's everybody doing today? One, happy Tuesday. Two, let's talk about money. It's not something I talk about a lot, but it is one of my practices, and it is something that I felt called to share with you guys. So I am coming here to talk to you about that. And what a lot of people, I think, don't understand about money is that it is not only a tool and a resource, but it is also energy. It is an exchange of energy, and it is energy itself. And so if you're not in flow with it, or if you don't have a relationship with it, it's going to seem hard to come by, or something that sure, maybe you always have enough of, but that wealth, that overflow of money that most of us would love won't ever be possible to have, because even sometimes when you do get a huge influx of money, you're like, a big expense comes up or something happens to it, right? So being in right relationship with money is very, very key to be able to create more money, to be able to have more money come to you, to receive more, all of the things. And it may sound woo and some of the things that I'm going to talk to you about right now, but there's science behind it. And I've also seen it with myself, as well as my clients. Many of my clients, while working with me, they receive large and small amounts of like random money that they weren't expecting. And whether it's through them or their partners or their job or some other opportunity or their business, whatever it may be, they receive that. And it's not just because they're working with me. Well, I guess indirectly it is, but it's because they're on that same vibration, that same frequency as money and where it likes to hang out, which is gratitude and appreciation for it. So to switch that up, there are 3 steps to being in right relationship with money, as how I've seen it and how I've seen it work for myself, my clients, mentors that I've had, all of that. And the first is our beliefs about money. We have lots of beliefs about money, whether they're conscious or subconscious, that aren't exactly serving us. And there are sure some thoughts about money that may serve us, but if you've never looked at your relationship with money or what you believe about it with intention before, then most of your thoughts around it aren't serving you. Most people have a messed up relationship with money. And so being in right relationship with money starts with your beliefs around them and healing that. And what I mean by that is, like, we have a lot of beliefs about money that we're not really aware of, like, and that aren't really healthy. Like, there's never enough of it, and rich people are greedy, and you have to work hard to make a lot of money, and the amount of money that you have equates to your worth and how worthy you are in society and how much of a contribution you make and all of that. There's a lot of sneaky ways that shows up around worth and money. There's other things like spending money on things you want is irresponsible, or credit card debt is like the worst thing ever, or money doesn't grow on trees. That one I always find funny because money right now is a paper currency, which literally does grow on trees. So, but I won't, I digress. But there's like just so many like things that we're telling ourselves about money, or beliefs that we have around them that we've learned over the years from society, culture, family, ourselves, our experiences that just aren't exactly serving us. And if we're always thinking that we never have enough of it, or that we aren't appreciative of what we do have and all of that, then we are really, we're not attracting it. We won't be attracting it. We won't be in flow with it. Hello. I see the comments coming in. Hello. Thank you for being here. And so all that to say is, until you shift your beliefs around money, you will most likely stay in the same situation. And the first step is to be aware of your relationship with your money and your beliefs around it. And what do you believe about money? Taking note of it. What do you believe around it? Do those beliefs actually serve you and help you make more money? Are they healthy beliefs? Do they have you feeling anxious, or do they actually have you feeling at ease and in flow with money, where you can actually have logical thinking around it, or where it's not so emotional, right? And so that's the first step, starting to be aware of those beliefs, writing them down, doing a brain dump of them, and looking at which ones serve you and which ones don't. And then the next step is rewriting your beliefs to be in flow with money. And it's literally replacing those old beliefs that we just kind of teased out with some healthier ones, as well as healing your relationship with money when it comes to worth, and being able to receive more money and believing that you are worth receiving more money. I'm not going to go into all of that right now, but I can share with you some of my favorite resources to start to heal your relationship with money and start to do that. Just DM me the word resources or comment below the word resources, and I'll share some of those resources with you. But the third step, what I wanted to really come and tease out with you guys and share with you, is the third step of being in right relationship with money is having an intentional and healthy relationship with money, so that it actually wants to hang out with you. It is attracted to you. It is in flow with you, like being on that same vibration and that same frequency of it. And this can look like a lot of different things, but some of my favorite practices include really just being grateful for every single penny, every single amount of money that flows to you. And for me, I'm talking everything from client payments that I receive to the $9 cashback check that I receive from the cashback app Rakuten. Like, I literally just received one in the mail a couple of days ago, and it was for like $9.13. I cherish that. I am grateful for that, even though it's only $9, right? Like, I really am grateful and intentionally thanking everything that flows to me when it comes to money. $20 off a coupon, if somebody pays for dinner for me, if I get a gift card at Christmas or whatever from my family, or money I find on the ground, literally in the moment, thanking it, being grateful for it, feeling the absolute joy and gratitude that it has come into my path and into relationship with me. And it just really gets you on the, like, money wants to hang out with you then. And I know it sounds weird, but like, money wants to hang out with you then. And I will take note of all of these things. And sometimes I'll, the next time I journal, which is usually the next day, the next morning, I will also write out gratitude for it the next day, and or maybe write a letter to money sometimes. I don't do that every day, but I will write a letter to it sometimes and speak to it as if it's actually a person, because again, it's energy just like us. But really just being grateful for all of what I receive and all of that I have. And yes, Jargita, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. One, love that you love all this stuff, and I will definitely send you those resources. But whenever that dominant thought, it's never enough. Yeah, like, just, that's awesome that you're being aware of that right now. Like, that is something, and that's my dominant thought whenever especially before I started doing some of this stuff, was it's never enough. Even if everything was going great and I have lots of clients and all of the things, that sneaky little thought of it's never enough, just being aware of that and replacing that with, no, I have enough right now. Yes, exactly. If I get something, I think it won't save me, or it's not. Again, that's all that dominant thought of it's never enough, right? And it's coming from a mindset of scarcity, of like, there's never going to be more, right? The thing is, there's so much abundance and so much money out there that once we learn to be in right relationship with it, we can trust and know that more is always coming to us. And so starting to replace that it's never enough thinking with more of like, more is coming, more is on the way. Obviously, we sometimes don't know when or whatever, but if we look in the past, we've somehow figured it out, right? It always seems to like work out for us. And so we've always figured it out. We may have had to do some things, but we've always figured it out. So thank you for sharing that, Jargita. Because I can so relate. I used to have that as one of my dominant thoughts too. And so what I was saying, so that my first practice is just speaking to and being in relationship with money as if it is a friend, as if it is somebody that I adore and I love and appreciate, and every single amount just being so grateful and appreciative for it, and just being intentional with it. It may take time and practice, but again, it's really worth it. And then the second practice that I wanted to share with you guys is really it's actually looking at your money on a regular basis, actually having a budget, actually being looking at your bank account, what you have in it. I think so many of us shy away from actually looking at it because we're scared or we have anxiety around it. And what I have found is, hands down, every single time that I've looked at it, I do feel better. I mean, sometimes it's not what I want it to be, but I can look at it and be in control of it and be like, okay, this is what I need to bring in, or this is what I need to do, or shift around, or be more intentional about, or whatever it is. But ever since I've started having a budget, started looking at my finances and my bank accounts regularly, seeing what's coming in, what's going out, that has been a game changer to me. And that's a mistake that I made when I was in corporate, because fortunately in corporate, I didn't have to look at my budget. When I was in my corporate career, I made a really good salary. I could spend however I want. And I just didn't look at it. And so I didn't have a budget and kind of was spending willy-nilly because I could, and I had that luxury of it. But that also meant I wasn't really having intentional with my relationship with it, and I wasn't really in flow with money. And so now, obviously, since I have a business, I have a budget and I do look at my money a lot more. But actually, whether you have a business or not, I just highly recommend budgeting and looking at your budget, your expenses, your income, looking at your finances and your bank accounts on a regular basis, because it's just again cultivating that relationship with money and being in relationship with it and knowing where you are, so you can make adjustments if you need to or whatever. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys around money and being in right relationship with it. If you want some of the resources around abundance and money practices that I love, some of my favorite resources, again, just DM me the word resources or comment below, and I'll share those with you so you can take some of this a little bit further. And this is also work that I do with my clients. So if you want to talk about that, feel free to DM me, and we can set up a call to talk about some of this and other things that I support my clients with. And then, as always, if you have any questions, also feel free to DM me. I'm here for you guys, and I hope you enjoy this, and I will see you all soon. And yeah, thank you everybody for your comments, and we'll talk soon.